Ijarah refers to a lease or commission contract that involve in the exchange of usufruct or benefit of an asset or services for a rent or commission for an agreed period at an agreed consideration. In the context of Islamic finance, the Ijarah concept is usually applicable in financing contracts such as in real property financing, vehicle financing, project financing, and personal financing. There are also financing products that enable the customer to lease the asset from Islamic financial institution with an option to acquire the lease asset at the end of the lease tenure based on the concept of Ijarah Mutahaya Bitamlik and Ijarah Sumal Bain. The rule of Ijarah in the sense of leasing is very analog to the rule of sales because in both cases, something is transferred to another person for valuable consideration. The only difference between Ijarah and sale is that in the latter case, the corpus of the property is transferred to the purchaser, while in the case of Ijarah, the corpus of property remains in the ownership of the transferor or lessor. But only usufruct, the right to use the asset is transferred to the lessee. The last point, I will touch you a bit on the necessary condition of Ijarah, which is subject to the first one, it must have valuable use. Thus, a thing that have no usufruct or value cannot be leased. Second one, it must not be perishable for the whole period of the lease. Third one, it must be actually legally attainable, which means leasing something which cannot be delivered is not permitted. The fourth one is it should be precisely specific. Then the necessary to make known the purpose for which the asset is rented, because it must be free from ambiguity and uncertainty. In fact, in commercial sector, it is not permitted to lease a property to a company that will use the leased asset for Sharia prohibited activity, such as to convert it into a gambling center or bar. In fact, the period for using it must be fixed and agreed upon by both parties. Renewal terms also must be stated clearly, and it should not be left alone to the lessor discretion. Then it is permissible to lease the property to those whose major activity are halal or permissible, even they are involved in some secondary prohibited activities.